I am doing my segment on XLP, intermediate time frame outlook. So let's take a look at how the askSlim methodology can help answer the core trade planning questions in terms of outlook period. I talked about that. That's going to be a 4 to 6 week is going to be the primary focus. Directional bias, key levels, including reevaluation, target zones, supports, resistances. And then once you complete your sum of the evidence, does that then show that you have a clear tradable edge? You always want to go through that whole process and then determine for yourself if you have that tradable edge. And then you get to a point where you need to define what are those signals that suggest to you that your trade setup is a go. All right, so let's start with the directional bias. So I'm looking at the weekly cycle analysis, the weekly chart here, and I'm going to focus in on this really important low that formed in October of 2023. And we can see that the reversal scout turned positive. So that was the first indication of an important change, potentially of a key low that was forming. And then went on and really put in a series of higher highs over the next several weeks. And it finished this cycle with a right-hand translation. So it configured very positively. And then it came in, and then when it made its low, it was extremely swamped while it had that right-hand translation. And it followed up into that next cycle with a cycle breakout, continuing this positive movement off of that key low, and it really hasn't slowed a whole lot. Now, where are we currently? Currently, we are in the cycle low timing window. So we're right in this period here. However, there's been sufficient price action to suggest that we have a cycle low pending, likely confirmed in here. I'd like to see the reversal scout turn back up to confirm that is the case. So this is what is driving the overall intermediate time frame bullish bias, is the fact that we have this positive cycle structure that's in place right now, and we have a likely cycle low that is in place, and we are in a early rising phase into this next cycle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to also pull over the daily chart, do a little bit of multiple time frame analysis here. It's always good to have that additional perspective so key details are not missed. And again, we had that key low that formed back in October, but now when we're looking at the daily chart here, what's interesting to first point out is that, as I mentioned with multiple time frame analysis, is you can spot the dominance of the longer duration time frame, and that's really important so you don't get caught up in a potential short-term move within the context of a larger, more dominant pattern structure. So the pattern structure again here is positive, but we came into this period of risk, this corrective period, which then caused XLP in the daily chart here to have a cycle breakdown. However, because of the overall dominance of the positive weekly structure, you'd be wanting to pay attention to this being short-lived. And that was just the case where you can see here that in this new daily cycle here, over the last week or 10 days or so, it had really rallied off that low, and it fully repaired that technical damage that was done over that corrective period, as it has pushed through the 78.6 fib, again repairing that negative technical condition. Also, we have the reversal scout that turned up positive and the slim ribbon. So that combination of technical evidence is what's also suggesting that we have established that intermediate low. And really what we'd be looking for now is for the intermediate reversal scout to turn up to suggest that that next leg higher is underway. Now let's look at our key levels in terms of target zones and reevaluations. Although I'm focused on the 4 to 6 week outlook, I am also looking at the daily cycle target zone here. So over the next 2 to 3 weeks, based on this current pattern, we were projecting out to about 76.92 to 77.58. There's a fib confluence up in that area. There is support, a key support zone that runs from 74.69 to 73.66. So we could get a potential pullback, but the first area of support, as Slim was identifying, we always want to look to, when something is trending, our slim ribbon. It does a fantastic job of providing support in trending instruments. So we would look there first, and if it got a little deeper, we have a key support zone here. What we don't want to see is it close in the short term below that 61.8 fib, which is here around 74.29. That would require reevaluation of this overall analysis and projection on the daily. Back over onto the weekly, 4 to 6 week outlook, intermediate upside target zone of 78 to 79.40. And then in terms of reevaluations, the first warning would be a break below that 78.6 fib. And then if we broke below the cycle low, that would require a reevaluation of the overall analysis and projections. That is the analysis on XLP.